It was meant to be a simple, carefree evening, a girls' night out at a quaint, cozy wine bar downtown. We'd been planning it for weeks, and Daniel, my husband, had actually been the one to insist I go. "Have fun," he said, that familiar, gentle smile lighting his face. "You deserve it. I'll pick you up later." His words settled warmly around me. It felt comforting, grounding to know he had my back, to feel that quiet, unwavering kind of love. The night started perfectly. Soft music drifted through the bar, glasses clinked, laughter spilled from our table like old memories, easy and bright. My friends were teasing each other, swapping stories about husbands, boyfriends, and chaotic dating adventures. Everything was lighthearted and carefree, until I said something I shouldn't have. We'd been talking about relationships, loyalty, and the effort it takes to keep love alive. I don't know what came over me. Perhaps the wine, perhaps the desire to sound witty, but I leaned back, twirling my glass, and said with a smirk, "Well, if Daniel ever messes up, I'll just get myself a younger guy to keep me entertained." The table erupted in laughter. My best friend nearly choked on her drink. Another clapped like I just delivered the joke of the night. For a brief moment, I felt clever, daring, maybe even admired. Then the laughter faded. I sensed the change before I saw it. I turned, and there was Daniel, standing in the doorway. He must have arrived early to surprise me. His face was unreadable, but his eyes were fixed on me, and in that instant, the sounds around us seemed to vanish. My smile faltered. "Daniel," I began, setting my glass down too quickly. "I was just joking." But he didn't move. He didn't blink. He shook his head slowly, as though he'd finally seen something he'd been trying to ignore. "A joke," he said quietly, his voice calm yet icy. "Funny how truth hides in jokes." Then he turned and walked out. Panic surged through me. I stumbled after him, heels clacking on the floor. Outside, he was already unlocking the car. "Daniel, please, it was nothing, just a stupid joke." I grabbed his arm, desperate for his gaze. When he finally looked at me, it wasn't anger I saw, it was disappointment. "You think that's funny?" he asked softly, making me the punchline, acting like I'm replaceable. "You humiliated me in front of strangers." I couldn't breathe. I hadn't thought of it that way. To me, it had been harmless teasing, but to him, it was something deeper. Public disrespect disguised as humor. "Daniel, you know I love you," I whispered. I didn't mean it. I'd never... He held my gaze for what felt like forever. Then, without raising his voice, he said, "Sometimes the things people say when they're trying to be funny show who they really are. You made me feel small tonight, and I don't know if I can keep standing next to someone who laughs at me." He got into the car, closed the door, and drove away, leaving me standing under the streetlights, stunned and alone. My friends hovered awkwardly at the bar doorway, unsure what to do. The walk home was endless. My phone buzzed with their messages, tiny words of comfort, promises he'd calm down. But none of it reached me. That laughter, my own voice echoing in my head, haunted me. He had brushed it off, said he knew I was joking, told me not to worry. But deep down, I felt a shift. Something had cracked. This wasn't just an argument. This was the moment everything quietly fell apart. The next morning, Daniel was gone. Half his clothes were missing from the closet, and on the kitchen table lay a note in his familiar, calm handwriting. "I need space. Words matter. Until you understand that, I don't think we can move forward." I sat there, paper trembling in my hands, the weight of my mistake sinking in. One careless comment, one thoughtless attempt at humor, and I had driven away the man who had always been steady and kind. Days became weeks. He never returned. My calls went straight to voicemail, messages went unanswered. I even stopped by his office, but his secretary gently said he wasn't available. At first, I was furious. How could he leave over a single joke? But as time passed, I replayed that night repeatedly, and the truth settled in. It wasn't just a joke, it was humiliation wrapped in humor. I had made him the object of ridicule, stripping him of pride in front of others. Worse, I had shown that my friend's laughter mattered more to me than his respect. Betrayal doesn't always come from infidelity or lies. Sometimes it's quieter, hidden in careless words that wound deeply. Months later, I heard he'd moved in with his brother. He wasn't dating anyone, but he wasn't coming back. His absence was permanent, his boundary clear. My joke had been the final straw. Now, when I see those friends, things feel different. Their laughter is softer, more cautious. Maybe they see my regret. Or maybe they remember Daniel's eyes that night, a man realizing the person he loved didn't truly respect him. I live with the silence he left behind. It's a heavy, constant reminder that one careless moment of laughter can cost something you'll never get back. And whenever someone dismisses a hurtful comment with, "It was just a joke," I flinch because I know better than anyone how devastating just a joke can be.